Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to our show. Hello, guys. Welcome. Today we are going to discuss about SEO, about very important algorithm. I don't know, direct or indirect. We will ask about that, Joseph, but it's very important. Doesn't matter. It's direct or indirect. The impact is phenomenal, especially for some niches like finance, like health, but I think it works everywhere. So we are going to discuss about EEAT, and today we are going to add one more E, engagement, to this abbreviation. And yeah, I stole this idea from Joseph Kahn. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? I love your background and your videos always. I'm always like, I love being on the show.
Oh, nice, nice. Always a big pleasure to see you.
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you.
to learn. You're so kind to share these valuable insights. I know you're super active everywhere, Twitter, LinkedIn. You love to share value. So, guys, I recommend to anyone to follow Joseph on LinkedIn or Twitter in your loving platform. Just follow because you can learn a lot more. Joseph, you spoke many times on my podcast. I
Mhm.
appreciate your attention. I love your values. I'm ready to invite you at any time to learn more because knowledge is fuel of my business. I need to update what I have, and if something works today, it doesn't mean that I can get great results
Yeah,
tomorrow. So I love to
definitely.
learn to update. Joseph, before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background. Remind about your experience to new listeners who might not know you.
Yeah, sure. If you see my finger right there, you see this little Bugs Bunny right here.
Yeah.
We actually are the SEO digital marketers, e-commerce managers. We integrate Salesforce with WooCommerce, and build out e-commerce stores for Warner Brothers, Chuck Jones. We're the exclusive digital marketing agency that runs Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Roadrunner, those kinds of characters. And so we rank for now 38. We started when I started teaching, we were at about 7,000 top ranked keywords. But today, I just double checked, we're around 38,000 top ranked, high volume, high traffic keywords using triple E. Triple E. That's what we use, triple E, and we'll talk about that today. But mainly, I mean, imagine engaging with Roadrunner or engaging with Daffy Duck. That actually increases the sales. So this engagement works. So I've been doing this for quite a long time. I used to coach the grandson of the artist Chuck Jones, and so I used to be the CIO, CTO for John C. Maxwell. He's a leadership guru. Some of you know him. And I was a Microsoft consultant developer since 1997. The
Wow.
first web page I created was in 1994. So I've been doing this quite some time. We're going into 2024. That's 30 years of internet marketing experience that I have, and actually work for Microsoft, IBM, Deloitte, Cox Communications, won an award for them. So done a lot of high dollar. Our company did fastest 500 growing status. So we've done a lot. But my interest is in the operation side, the tech side, the getting my fingers dirty and getting into the code and getting into the SEO and getting into the research and getting into all that stuff. And I love sharing it. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
at.
Nice, nice. Joseph, I'm curious about cooperating with big companies like Microsoft, many others. I think these companies have extended teams, a lot of departments, good people on their teams. So you need to provide something new and valuable to them to cooperate with experts like you. And I know some people who cooperated with Google to
Yeah.
help to craft storytelling style. So Google have plus 100,000 employees. Many of them are great marketers. I think most of them are
Yeah.
great marketers.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, for
Google,
sure.
yeah, and Google is still looking for someone who can improve their content.
Yeah.
I'm interested about your experience. Can you tell how to cooperate with big companies and what kind of value can you give them more than their employees?
Well, the cool thing is, a lot of big companies don't know the marketing tactics that we do. I mean, the things that we're on, we're literally battlefront, on the ground, learning and doing and working with people like Anatoly and working with different people and the Google people and learning and learning and learning. But guess what? Big companies like Microsoft, big companies like IBM, big companies like Deloitte or whatever, their employees aren't doing that research. They're just getting paid a salary. They have no other motivation than to just do the work. That's not you if you're listening to this call. So if you're listening to this call, guess what? You have a competitive advantage, and that is that you aren't big corporate. And so you can come in and they want to listen to you because you are what you call a subject matter expert. So the consultants become subject matter experts. And the fact that you are on the ground level and can speak, all you got to do is just speak numbers. That's all they care about is numbers. Meaning if you can translate what you do, your SEO, your work. That's why when we do our keyword research sheets, we use the CPC data along with the keyword research. So when we give that to the big corporate clients, we go, this is worth $74,000 in traffic if you paid for it. Okay, that's how we translate SEO. Meaning we're going to work on this for 6 months, but it's going to save your company $300,000 a year in advertising alone. So when you talk numbers, and they're going to go, well, my employees don't know how to do that. And they don't, because they're waiting on corporate to tell them to do it. They're waiting on corporate to tell them to learn or tell them to train. They're not taking it on their own to do it. They're not being self-motivated. They're not being proactive. You're listening to this, you're proactive, you're self-motivated. And guess what? You can go to these big companies and initiate calls. That's for a whole nother call, but you could initiate conversation, especially LinkedIn. I know that's your thing. On LinkedIn, initiate this, but basically you want to talk numbers. Let's talk numbers. Let's not talk anything else other than where's your problem, where's your challenges, but let's put it in a number return format. Meaning if you're talking to corporations, they talk numbers. That's all. It's math. You either have an emotional problem or a mathematic problem. You know what I mean? Like, so if you got a math problem, I'm not getting enough traffic. I'm not getting enough analysis. I'm not getting enough engagement. I'm not getting enough. That's a math problem. Okay. And so you go to them and say, look, I can fix this. I can use AI. I can use SEO. I can use Facebook advertising. I can use to increase that traffic flow that you need. And the company is going to be freaking out. They're going to first go to their employee and say, can you do this? And their employee is going to go, I wish, because they just getting trained by corporation. The corporations do not train you deep. They train you shallow. So everybody on the Microsoft SEO team is probably fairly shallow. And now somebody on Microsoft listening is going to come at me, but that's fine. That's fine. I used to be a Microsoft employee, so that's fine. I understand. But they're not going to be as deep as a self-motivated person trying to build business, trying to do what we're doing. You have a competitive advantage, and that's the fact that you can do these calls. You can learn this information. You can go to the next level. Hopefully that helps. But
yeah, nice. I think
numbers.
Yeah, everyone who can listen to this episode, you need to understand anything is possible. You can cooperate with big companies. You can buy these companies if you work hard and change this world. You can do anything. Just believe in yourself and keep learning. So, yeah, Joseph, I want to ask about direct and indirect factors. For me, let me share my personal thoughts about that. I think I don't care a lot about it's direct or indirect. And here's why. Is, for example, if someone wants to lose weight, I think direct factor it's like to eat healthy food, to have some diets. Indirect factors might be drinking water, go to gym, but it's tough to get results without indirect factors. And once I watch interview with one great champion in MMA, and she shared her personal experience how to lose weight. She tried a lot of things, and for her it's important to be in good shape in the right way. And she tried a lot and failed with most I don't know, case studies, methods. Then she started to drink a lot of water, and she replied to anyone, it's the best way to lose weight. Water, it's indirect factor, if you want to lose weight, but it helps a lot. And she told if you drink water, you can get much better results than to take pills, shakes, anything that billion-dollar companies can sell to you. And you can have water like I have it. 3 liters a day, it's enough for me. So and I want to ask about indirect factors in SEO. Why people care a lot about direct, indirect, if indirect can help, if indirect can impact to your results? Do we need to care about that, or your thoughts about that?
Yeah. So every single week, I get together with agencies, 7-figure SEO agencies. We get together. We have a mastermind club, and we get together every single week, and we talk about this very thing. We talk about and we measure everything we do, meaning FU, and some of you may have heard these called signals. These are signals. The Google algorithm, there's like 50 some odd things. If you remember, I memorized the algorithm. If you memorize it, it's easier to do Chat GPT, by the way. But with the algorithm, this particular um, situation here is where it's called signals, and you want to make sure that you're tracking them. And engagement is a signal. A share is a signal. And by the way, I'm going to say this as a disclaimer. SE Journal, even John Mueller, even the Google page is not going to talk about what I'm talking about right now. Okay, so this is using SEOtesting.com. It's using various A/B split testing tracking tools or whatever, and we track signals. And a signal could be anything from a share, it could be a view, it could be a click, it could be we generate lots of signals when we publish a blog post and then go to our email CRM and then mail out, hey, go look at this and go comment, whatever. Those signals get tracked, and we see an increase in rank very quickly in that blog post if we do a CRM article and it gets a click and engagement. And the more click and engagement that we run it down, if you go to my profile page on Facebook, we'll give that out maybe at the end. But if you go to my profile page, you'll see me running these multiple me's. You see those me's, all that kind of stuff. The reason why you do the me's is because every me boosts that particular piece of content. Now, most people don't do it for the boost, but believe it or not, every me is a signal. And it's strong too, because think about it. Google wants the best content on ranking. Okay. And right now they're not. That's why they're bringing AI in to weed out the weeds. You know what I mean? So right now they're not the best. I like using SGE and Bing right now better than Google. I don't even use Google for searching anymore. Okay. Now, until they fix it, but they're going to fix it with AI. They're going to fix it with these things. But the way you tell the robots that I'm important is if you have signals. And signals is basically your fans screaming. Have you ever seen those contests where they go, okay, we have this battle of the bands, like music thing, and they judge the contest by the volume of the audience? They go, who likes band number 1? And they hear the level of the scream. Who likes band number 2? They hear the level of the scream. And who has the loudest screams wins the contest. That is what I'm talking about. Who has the most signals has the loudest screams. Signals equals screams. Point blank. So if you can make your content squeal, if you can make it scream, if you can make people comment and make people say something and make people even get angry. You see people posting angry stuff. They call them shit posts. That's what they call them. That's the technical phrase, right? But the reason why they do that is because it gets engagement. Like if you post this, hey, would you date this lady? And she's like, it's a get engagement. No. But that's making the content go up. That's making their authority go up because that's screaming louder, if that makes sense. So it's all about the scream. It's all about the squeal. And that is the E, the third E that Google's not telling you about. They just kind of told you about the second, but there is a third, and they're tracking it in Google Analytics. If you see Google Analytics, you'll see an engagement score now on your tracking. And what you're not seeing is your social engagement score, but you can track that with Google dashboards, with other tools, or with other things that's integrated with your Facebook, integrated with your Twitter, integrated with other things. You can track your engagement. You can track and improve it even, because you're not improving it if you're not tracking it. Same for keywords, same for anything SEO. If you're not tracking it, it's not improving, point blank. It's not going to improve just by knowing it. It's only going to improve by doing something about it, right?
Yeah, nice, nice. You know, you like to predict what kind of future
Yes.
will be, and yeah, I think engagement is very important metric for social media, and
Yeah.
you wanna add to Google because I see Google, yeah, adopts something from social media that works well on social media, and
We've even seen, believe it or not, Anatoly, we've even seen a LinkedIn post make a knowledge graph.
mhm,
A LinkedIn post, one of my partners was trying to get a knowledge
mhm,
graph, but the only reason why the knowledge graph was approved was because of a LinkedIn post.
mhm.
A LinkedIn
Nice.
post gave him the authority to get the knowledge graph. So if you're not posting on LinkedIn properly, that was like a slippery, like, whoa, like that was just a secret hidden thing that we didn't know about, which is we knew already that social signals matter, but matter enough to get a knowledge panel. I mean, come on, like you have a great LinkedIn profile, that could easily be transferred over to a knowledge panel in Google, and that will increase your Google traffic just by doing that. Like that was just insane. Seeing
Yeah,
that these social posts actually count to Google. Some people say no, it doesn't count. It does. Like
yeah.
don't let people say it don't.
Yeah, nice. Joseph, I wanna ask about the future of blogging. You mentioned that you started
Yes.
to use SGA or Bing chat to ask these
Mhm.
questions, and I have similar experience. I often ask some questions that I can't find answer on Google. For example, when I decided to buy Tesla in Florida, so I checked, can I use this driverless feature autopilot in Florida, and I couldn't find the answer on Google. So I spent some time to research. I got a lot of great content, but I don't need
Yeah.
this content. I don't need to know about Tesla. I don't need to know why electric cars
This is a
can,
specific question. Yeah.
yeah, can save the world. Of course, I know it's important, but I need an answer for simple question. Can I use this feature? That's it. And
Yeah.
when I ask the same question on Bart, I get the answer for a few seconds. And I disagree when someone can tell that AI bots can't replace Google search because of this experience, and it's only beginning of chatbot journey. Many things will happen next. That is why Google started to create this SGA bar. And I want to ask about blogging content. Let me explain why. Because we use blog content to generate traffic for
Yeah.
many of my clients, and many years ago I ignored blog content, but today blogs acquire more traffic than any other channel. We add uh, call to action to blog content to take customers from sales funnel, but I'm not sure about the future. You mentioned that you started to use SGA. I started to use chatbots and speak with this tool more often than with my wife. I think it's important to consider that future will be different. So I want to
Yeah.
ask your prediction about blogging content.
It's bad news. It's bad news. Blogging content is going to be bad news next year. And it's not my fault, so don't shoot the messenger. Okay, but blog content is not going to be as super powerful and relevant as it once was before, because topical authority was built on the idea of authoritativeness, which is built on the idea of prolificness, which means you have a lot of content around the topic effort that's meeting all of the topical criteria of that. That's what gives you authority. Meaning, if you want to be an authority in SEO and you have nothing about keyword research on your page, you're not going to be a topical authority. You're not going to get that A and E unless you have it covered. I mean, you got to have everything covered. Um, blogging in the future. The problem is blogging was for add-on. It's for topical. It's to get that more content. It's to hit another angle. It's to do that kind of stuff. It's going to change a little bit in that it's not going to be relevant just to do what is all the other competitors doing. Let me create content. That's like the SEO. That's like all the writers out there. They're basically taking a keyword And then they're saying all the top 10 competition have all these, write something similar or whatever. What I'm going to say is what we're doing now, what we're training starting next week, in fact, our first class is on SEO for AI, meaning that right now with Bard, we've been playing with Gemini, we've been playing, with, again, we don't even use Google to do research now, we use Bing. But the reason, and here's the thing, people go, well, do we still need to do SEO? Yes, because you're writing for the robots. And what the robots are looking for is the new EAT algorithm. Okay, the EAT algorithm, they've been trying to get transferred over from Panda and BERT and all this kind of stuff over to EAT, because EAT is the AI algorithm. That's why right now, shared on Facebook, we're going straight up, because the reason why our traffic is going straight up is because we're using the AI algorithm, which is using EAT. And what that means is that EAT is basically, or what the new idea is that we're writing for the robot to deliver the best result to the question. Here's how to easily make that work. And we've seen this like probably last year, 2 or 3 years ago, answer the public, or that question thing came out, and then Neil Patel bought it. But it basically was all the questions you can see at the bottom of Google, and even in the middle, questions people ask about that particular topic, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? The questions people ask. That data is where you want to now focus your blogs. Not focus your blogs on SEO with the competition, but answer the question. You want to write to the questions that people are actually looking for, because when they type those in, the robot's going to be looking for the best answer to the question, not the best article based on the keyword. That's the difference. And that's going to make a huge change. People writing blogs based on keywords, people writing blogs based on keywords is going to fail next year or coming when SGE comes in, when all that comes in, because the robot is doing the work. How many times have you typed in keyword research and then you had to go to page 3 or 4 to find the right article? That's frustrating. That makes me not want to use Google. But guess what? AI can go through all 30 and then deliver the best result for me, or save me time. That's what AI is for, is to save the end user time. So we're on the back end, we're playing the game on the back end, right? We have to go, well, how can we save the end user time? How can we answer that question the best possible way? Guess what? The most engaging content's going to win. The robot's looking for who answered this question the best. And that's why when we add the extra signals to it, the robot's going to see that signals and go, everybody likes this one better than this one. I'm going to deliver that, because every question that you ask the AI bot, it gives you the resources of where it got the answer. It can't take credit legally for your work, okay? So when it comes up with the answer to the end user, it's going to say, I got this answer from ummiss.com. I got this answer from josephskahn.com. It's going to say that. And then it's going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to give it in order of what was the best result that it found. Now, not the top 20. You could have been number 18 and could have been number 1 answer to AI bot. Think about that, y'all. You could have been number 18 on the keyword SERP, okay? But the AI bot delivered you number 1 to the question that was asked. Now, that technically makes you number 1, right? If the AI bot's saying you're number 1. But see, the AI bot didn't go, who's got the best SEO? The AI bot said, who had the best answer to this question? That's where 2024 is going. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, nice. I think content creators can adapt. And for example,
lots of opportunity for content creators. Like the opportunity, it didn't go away. It just got more. It just got better. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, SEO is great for 2024. It's not bad. It's great. It's just reshifting.
Of course, content creators will miss the time when they complain about feature snippets, because feature snippets at least link to our content. But chatbots just still rewrite to show, to reply to questions much faster, and nobody knows who is the author of this
Just
content.
make sure your content's answering questions, and ask. That's the beautiful thing. That's why we're teaching AI, because AI will give you every question you need to ask, because the bots are doing the research. You can use the bots to get the question and then do the work. And then like literally the bot will tell you what it needs, and then you can put it into practice, and then it can confirm. that, yeah,
Yeah.
you got it right. That's the beautiful thing is it's testable, it's doable, and it's repeatable.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't want to discourage someone who likes to write. For
Yeah,
example, many big publications like New York Times, Forbes, and all these big resources appealed before digital. So they adapted to digital. They will adapt to, I think, chatbots, and people wanna open these resources because of trust, authority, experience. And it's not only about SEO traffic. You can get direct traffic, you can use digital
oh
marketing.
yeah,
If you're great with that, you can create brand awareness and don't care a lot about traffic. But
for sure.
yeah, I think we need to adapt to whatever future will bring. But if you have experience to write great blog posts, if you know how to create high quality content, you can adapt to any digital marketing channel. It doesn't matter. So use this
Doesn't, yeah.
experience.
hmm And
Yeah.
blogging can be monetized in many different ways other than SEO. SEO is just one option of monetization for blog that may not be as big of an opportunity next year, but I believe you can still hit that opportunity with blogging if you just revamp your template. Meaning make your blogging template about answering the questions of the market and the robot, not about, unless again you can monetize your blog, because a lot of people are now selling memberships to their great content. You're talking about great content like the New York Times or like anybody. You got to pay $9 a month to get their blogging
Yeah.
content. You know what I mean? You don't get it for free. And so if you got great content, you don't want to write for the search engines, you want to write for the reader, charge a monthly subscription. Okay, that's how you get paid if you have great content. If you're writing for the search engines, that's not going to happen anymore. You got to start writing for the end user, and that's where we use ChatGPT. Give me all of the topics, ideas that fill in the blank end user, game enthusiast, homeowner, looking for a HVAC, whatever you want to put. Give me what people are looking for that I need to write that's number one top priority. And guess what? It'll spit out. Here's the number one question. Here's the number one thing. It'll tell you what to write. Chat GPT will give you the cheat codes. Just ask it what to write on your next blog entry. Don't just go, I'm going to just blog and then use Surfer or we use those tools, but don't use that to give you the content. You come up with the outline built on questions that SGE is going to deliver to the answers. If you do it that way, just restructure it where you're not writing paragraph, and you just got first paragraph, this keyword, this paragraph, and you're using LSI and NLP and all that kind of stuff. All that's fine. If you're a nerd and you really want to get into that, that's fine. But you got to answer the questions. Make sure your content is question, answer, question. And you're not doing it for schema anymore, because that was frustrating. Like writing the Q&A schema and the fact schema and all that kind of stuff. You could put that in there, but the robot is now got the content for eat. And so it'll know that you covered the question well, even if you didn't use schema.
Yeah, nice. Joseph, I want to ask more about engagement content. You mentioned a few times engagement content. I know high quality content. I know valuable content. I know funny content. But what about engagement content? Can you explain what it means and how to create this engagement content?
Yeah. So see, the only difference, like what engaging is, okay, is it's a little bit different than like the bounce rate and impressions and like stick rate. You've heard of stick rate, that kind of thing. Engagement is literally the other person on the other line taking action at some level, meaning clicking something that brought them in, asking them a question, and they said, yeah, like a survey participation or click this, yes, no, any of that's engagement. Even watching a video is the click of a play button. Okay. So any activity, click and drop downs of your pay title, table of contents, those engaging, anything that causes the user, even a swipe of an image to make it this way, or to play a video, or to drop down an FAQ, or any of that kind of stuff is engagement. Asking a question. Do you believe in this? Give me a response. Do you, like, asking the end user? You're literally trying to make conversation in a digital way. And that's why social media is easy to measure engagement, but you can enable comments. You can have, again, clickable stuff. Every page that we write now, and again, this is great for the listeners. if you're bloggers, if you're content creators or whatever, you can easily go get a table of contents or an FAQ plugin or something that will go on your pages that will create some engagement. And all that is getting the end user to get their mouse onto your page and click something. You know what I mean? And if they're clicking something, Google's also tracking that if you have the tracking code on your webpage. So they see, oh, this person's engaging in this content. And engaging is up a higher level than reading. Reading, we don't know what somebody's doing. Now, scrolling is also engaging. Okay, moving your mouse and hovering over, like the whole heat maps and stuff like that. That will show you where people are engaging your page. So you want to see that. We review that all the time, and it's so sad how many people spend hours on their day researching Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny, stuff like that. We're like, they're wasting so much time on our website. It's hilarious because we have all the cartoons. So we're like Netflix. We're like, are y'all going to do something and buy a product or just read? Like, people will just be on for hours scrolling and reading all the characters and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
CTA is important. You said CTA, call to action, meaning we got to pop up something and engage them. We know they're reading. We see their eyeballs. We see they're looking at the graphics. We see they're scrolling. But you have to interrupt that with a timed interstitial that says, hey, they were on for 5 minutes. Let's give them an offer to join our club. You know what I mean? And then if they join the club, guess what that is? More engagement, meaning you popped up a pop-up. If they closed it, that's engagement. If they typed in and clicked submit, that's engagement, meaning anything you get them to do on your page counts as engagement, and Google's tracking it. We can't confirm that without a shadow of a doubt, but this is an underground call right now. I'm kidding. but we're testing it, and it seems to be accurate.
Sometimes even if Google denies, it doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
I remember the story with Ren Fishkin when he shared. I think he was first who shared that click-through rate can impact to results. Then Gary Ellis replied, "No, don't believe to this nonsense." Then in the court, when some documents were unhided and we found this information, so it's better to test what can work in your specific case, because it depends. If you believe it works, I think we need to spend some time, resources to do it. And
it could be niche specific, meaning because we're cartoon characters. Engagement, some niches may require more engagement. Some niches are not very much engaged. You see, like auto parts or something. I don't know. I think auto parts probably would be engaging, but there could be niches that doesn't have as much. And
for
Google's
me,
going to judge based on that.
For me, engagement content is related to non-boring content, because you can create
exactly
the most valuable content, real valuable content. But people, users, if you can win them in the beginning, if you can retain until the end, bounce fast. They don't care if it's valuable, because nobody can consume boring content. Even in business niche, you can. You can to use storytelling style to hook attention in the beginning, and many great books about that, like Joe Sugarman wrote a great book, How to Retain Users Until the End, that was written even before digital. So you can learn from such books, because Joe Sugarman shared how to win people, not algorithms. And today I think it's more important to win people, because all algorithms created for people, So, and we can't recognize these algorithms. It's almost impossible. Even people in Google, I checked a few studies, can't understand how AI can divide or choose the top results. So because plus 1,000 algorithms are there, not like 200. That was before.
Actually, there's only 55 in the Chat GPT AI Boolean algorithm that makes decisions. There's only 55. And you can memorize those. And it's like, people who do Rubik's Cubes really fast. I'm one of those people. But it's all because you just memorize the algorithm. Like, if you can memorize stuff, like your times table or whatever, if you can memorize stuff, you can memorize the algorithm. If you memorize the algorithm, it makes it super fast and easy to go, what's they thinking about this? What are they thinking about this? What are they thinking about this? What are they thinking about? If you want to be a prompt engineer, learning the 55 Chat GPT algorithms, you'll be able to, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Meaning you will understand what the engine is doing, and it's basically just mathematic problems. It's
Mhm.
probabilities. It's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I always say you want to, especially when it comes to the AI, they're keeping score. It's like a game. Think of it like a game, and you're trying to fill up these jars of liquid. You know what I mean? And the bigger jars of liquid, the more power you have, right? So in engagement and peppering throughout the algorithm, that kind of stuff is just building these jars. And when those jars are full, that's why you go, how come Neil Patel can just rant something and go to number one tomorrow? Because his jars are full.
Yeah.
Now, also I wanted to say this too, Anatoly, is that this is no different than the olden days in that we need to write for the end user. We need to focus on quality content. Content is king and has always been king. So Google is now just trying to make us make better content, make more engaging content, make content people actually use, make content that actually answer questions. That's all Google is trying to do, is get us out of the spammer, gamer, that kind of world, and actually start creating quality content. So the more quality, we're going to meet all of the algorithm just by having the best options available. And that's answering the questions of the end user, because guess what it's called? Search engine. People are searching, and guess what? They're asking it questions. They're searching. They're looking. They're asking it to give them something. So a chat environment makes more sense than just a regular keyword environment. Like, this is an upgrade. This is not a downgrade. This is not going backwards. This is going forwards. Okay. So as SEOs, we have to be forward momentum thinking also, in that we're just doing what Google's been wanting us to do all along. Make it more engaging, make it answer the questions, make it give the searcher what they're looking for. That's all we're doing.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Love it. Love it. Uh, I think that I'm in the second stage of innovations because Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg can be in the first, Sergey Brin, Sam Altman, who can change the world with these
Oh
all
yeah.
innovations. We are on the second wave, but I found if you don't adapt fast, someone can replace you. So I usually do it much faster, test things. I don't take all things because if I think it can take so much time and I'm not sure about the future, I can skip it, but I usually check what can actually work for me
Oh yeah.
according to my strong side. And I want to ask about things that you are going to change. For example, let me share two things that I'm going to change. For
Yeah.
example, we started to write less blog posts. We wrote before a lot. We spent so much time. We hired a lot of team who wrote blog posts and keep doing. I lost connection a little bit. And so we decreased our time, resources to write blog posts. Still doing, but less. And today we pay more attention to create simple tools. We create simple
Yeah.
tools for trading, investing niches, calculators, converters, and these tools get a lot of traffic. And I'm not sure that these chatbots can replace these tools, user friendly. And we even use API from ChatGPT to develop these tools to get much accurate, better results. So our goal is to switch attention from writing blog posts to develop tools. And the second, to film videos. We started to film videos, to create short content for shorts, TikTok. So let us know what you changed. For example, you used a lot, but decided to switch attention to something else.
Yeah. So in exactly what you're talking about, remember the engagement, the reels, TikTok, video, even podcasts. We've added those more of those elements than before. Meaning, mostly it was all text and writing, and using Neuron Writer style just to spit out content, spit out content, spit out content. Topical Authority now is built on all the platforms. It used to be kind of just your platform or your website. Now Topical Authority includes YouTube. and that's huge. You got a big YouTube channel. YouTube, because now the top, when Google's building their database, that's that whole entity connection. The entity, the eat, it's building your prolificness database and that podcast, that YouTube video. So what I'm changing, more video, more podcast shows. Like next year, I want to be on a podcast a week. Like that's my new goal, is a podcast a week. Like I want to just find all the podcasts and make sure that I'm creating that podcast content that has my name attached to it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how you go do it. So that's a little change. And then we're going to focus a little bit more on every day in social media, post topical videos that relates to our thing. And it may look like, in the beginning when you do that, you're not going to get very much engagement because of the Facebook algorithm, but we're not doing this for Facebook. Okay. Keep in mind, we're doing this for Google, even though we're doing it on Facebook, we're doing it on Twitter, we're doing it on YouTube, but we're doing it for Google because Google sees all those things. They connect it to you as an entity. And if that question comes up and you answered it in video, you answered it on YouTube, you answered it on Facebook, you answered the question and all of the topical authority. Remember, authoritativeness. You answered the question on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or whatever, and on your blog. Guess who the robot's going to pick to answer the question? You, me, because I got the video, I got the article, I got the Facebook engagement on the same question, the same topic, or whatever. So the key here that I'm doing is putting together, here's my niche, here's my viewer, here's my person that I need to connect with. What are all their questions? That's what I'm starting with in 2024. What are all their questions? And there's a great book. If you go to Amazon, SEO in 2024, I'm on that book with 100 other people. I know you've interviewed a lot of the people that's on that book. If you Amazon SEO 2024, I talk about exactly what I just said.
Nice.
On my chapter in that book.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll add the link to this book in the description below. And I often speak with my son, and when I ask him to use Google, he always uses TikTok. He doesn't know a lot about Google, so he searches all content on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I want to say about opportunities. For example, he created own channel. He's 13 years old, without any experience, without knowing marketing, without almost nothing. But today his videos get plus 1,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah, and he films. He films shorts, YouTube shorts. He started to film for TikTok as well, and he got a lot of views. And I was surprised. For me, too tough to get this traffic. It's really tough to get traffic because I create business content. But if you create some content for your audience, and he has audience like in his age and students, and he got a lot of views. So he can understand naturally this audience. He can understand what people want to consume. I can't create such content because I don't know what people need, but he can create for his audience and get some videos 10,000 views without any paid marketing, without any promotional methods, just to create content, submit. And he created account with 0 subscribers, 0 followers, and it works well. So a lot of opportunities. In short, just spend time to learn, you can win. And I think short video content like Facebook Reels, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts give a lot of opportunities today. If you win today, then will be much simpler tomorrow, when these channels will be overwhelmed like any other channel, like paid marketing today.
Yeah, exactly. And that's good for your son or whatever. For anybody doing that, make sure you build a funnel. Like make sure if you're driving traffic, send those people and capture their email, and then create a thread and create communication, that kind of stuff. Make sure you have a funnel. If you're driving traffic,
Of course. Yeah, emails are powerful tool. And Joseph, my final question about your experience. I asked this question before, but still want to know how to learn from scratch, because it can help founders of companies who are looking for ways how to get traffic. It can help students who are looking for ways how to learn from scratch, especially today when we have AI, when things are going fast. So what will you do today if you started from scratch?
If I started from scratch, and now this is the craziest answer because I'm 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 an addict. I'm addicted to ChatGPT. I'm addicted to it. Like literally, if I was starting anything, doctor, dentist, lawyer, pilot, doesn't matter what I would do, I'm using ChatGPT. I'm going right to ChatGPT and saying, I want to learn about SEO. What are the things? What's the top priority I need to know right now? And literally, if I ask that question on a regular basis and it gives me exactly what I, as a well seasoned SEO pro, it gets the right answers. ChatGPT gets the right answers, meaning I want to create a course on SEO. I go to ChatGPT first and say, hey, can you kind of just make sure that I got my outline correct? I'm teaching a course on how to learn SEO for beginners. And it literally tells you, go here, watch this video, do this video, do this video, and it gives you the plan of action. I want to spend 2 hours a day for the next 52 weeks learning SEO. Give me the game plan. It will give you a 2 hour a day game plan that you do every single day for 2 hours to be an SEO pro in a year. You could say 90 days, 2 months, 1 week. When I said 1 week, I have to study 8 hours a day for an entire 7 days, and I can be a pro at SEO if I do that. Like literally, it will tell you what to do, how to do it, who to watch, whatever. You want to. And look, as a trainer, I'm trying to train the robots with my content to answer that question with me as the answer. I'm looking to learn SEO. How do I do that? I want the robots to use me as the answer. You know what I'm saying? So I need to create content that answers that better than anybody on the web. And it don't matter if I'm competing against Neil Patel. If the robots think I'm better and I have more authority on that question, I'm going to get chosen.
Nice, nice. Love it, love it. So valuable, Joseph. It's a big pleasure to get in my show. I love learning from you. You're so kind to share these valuable bombs. So yeah, welcome back anytime to share
So much
more
fun.
valuable insights. Yeah. So let us know how to keep following you, how to learn from you, how to reach out to you.
It's super easy. We have a lot of stuff going on, but you can get on my personal list just by using my name, josephskahn.com. It'll give you a free kind of harmonic checklist that we kind of use to grow our stuff in the Chuck Jones business or whatever. You'll get that for free, but you'll be on my list of different courses or different things that we have coming on. We have a new Chat GPT for SEO coming out next week. So if you get on my list, you'll get notification of everything that I generally do, and you'll learn about my socials and stuff like that if you want to chat online. josephskahn.com is the best place to reach me.
Nice, nice, guys. You can search on Google. You can use links in the description below. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify, and see you next time.